Lesson 14. Who has a reason to lie? If you were a detective investigating a crime, it'd be important to know if a witness was trustworthy. In our last lesson, we learned that an eyewitness is generally more trustworthy than a newspaper article written by someone who is not there. Detective. Now, ma'am, can you tell us what happened? Cook. Yes, officer, I saw the who stole the tarts. Most truly I tell you, it was the knave of hearts. He sneaked into the kitchen and stole those tarts. Newsflash. Knave of hearts swipes some tarts. A most terrible deed today was done. The knave of hearts made his way in and left not one. The detective says he cannot find the plunderer. I'm afraid that the tarts are gone for good. He's probably eaten them by now. The Royal Enquirer. The detective regards the cook as a primary source, but why not question somebody the cook claims was there, the knave of hearts? The knave of hearts, I did not steal those tarts on that plate. The one who says so prevaricates. Wait a minute. The knave of hearts says he didn't steal the tarts. Should we believe him? Possibly not. The knave of hearts has a reason to lie. Someone has a reason to lie if he says things which makes him look good or help his interests. Since the knave of hearts is suspected of a crime, we should also suspect him of lying about it. Crime suspects aren't the only ones who might have a reason to lie. Someone related to the person on trial, such as the mother of the knave, might be motivated to lie to protect her son. Mom. My son could never steal, not even for a very good meal. Anybody who is afraid he might be suspected of the crime may have a reason to lie. Gardener. I don't even like tarts. People who have a reason to lie should be more suspect than people who don't. For example, politicians often have a reason to lie, so we should suspect what they tell us. Politician. If you elect me to this title, I promise you I will not be idle. In this land I will reduce all such heinous crime. For a just and honest man I'm. Not only is this politician bad at creating rhymes, but he also has a very good reason to lie about whether he is a just and honest man, and whether he will be able to reduce crime he wants to be elected. It seems a bit unfair to the knave to say he has a reason to lie before we actually know whether he is guilty of the crime. However, when we say somebody has a reason to lie, we aren't actually saying he's lying. We are just putting a greater measure of suspicion on him. This brings us to another rule in analyzing evidence. Rule for reason to lie. We should prefer the testimony of someone who does not have a reason to lie over somebody who does. Who has a reason to lie? Number 1. Does he say things that make him look good? Maybe they make him look brave, humble, or smart. Number 2. Does he say things which help his interests? Maybe they promote his business or keep him out of trouble. Maid. I was there with the cook. I saw the knave and what he took. Since we know of no reason for the maid to lie, her testimony is strong. However, when examining someone's testimony, it is important to be sure she really doesn't have a reason to lie. People who have something to hide often are very good at keeping it hidden. For example, the cook does not appear to have a reason to lie. However, if it were found out that the cook did not like the knave of hearts, we might want to suspect him of lying when he said he saw the knave steal the tarts. We now know of a reason for him to lie. Sometimes we can be fairly certain there is no lying going on. Detective, do you know anything about this crime? 7 of clubs. Oh, yes, I must confess. Of this situation, I have made a mess. When I knew Knave of Hearts had stolen those tarts, I went to him and asked him if I might have some parts. Don't you wish everybody was this honest? The 7 of clubs would have benefited if he had lied about what happened. But it is unlikely that he is lying because he says things which hurt his own interests. He confesses that he is partially culpable in this crime. If what someone says actually hurts his interests, he has no reason to lie, so his testimony is very strong. Exercises A. Number 1. What is the rule for reason to lie? B. In the examples below, decide if the witness has a known reason to lie. Why? Number 2. Detective. Sir, the cook says the knave of hearts did it. Can you tell me what you saw? Knave of diamonds. I was in the garden when I saw the knave. He was covered with crumbs. Yes, he had crumbs on both his thumbs. Number 3. Bert. Let's go see the flying bumpkins tonight. Scotty. I don't know. My mom doesn't like me seeing movies that have flying creatures in them. Bert. It's not about flying creatures. Flying only means they run very fast. Number 4. General to his troops. I am afraid, men. I am afraid of tomorrow's battle. It appears the enemy is too strong for us. I fear that we will be massacred. Number 5. John Smith is a candidate who can energize people to get to the polls, a candidate who can raise the money to be heard, and a candidate who can draw clear distinctions between himself and the opposing candidate. That is why the Workers' Union is supporting John Smith, Andrew Jones, president of Workers' Union. Number 6. The green mamba is the most dreaded snake species of Africa. Treat it with great respect. It is considered one of the most dangerous snakes known to man. Not only is it highly venomous, but it is aggressive, and its victim has little chance to escape from a bite. The Illustrated Guide to Poisonous Snakes. Number 7. The gold market, which is currently at $386 an ounce, is predicted by experts to have an explosive upside potential of reaching up to $1,500 an ounce, United States rare coin and bullion reserve, which sells gold coins. Number 8. As a whole, the Russian armed forces are only 75 to 85% equipped with fully functioning ammunition and technology, and of this, modern weapons make up less than 20%. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Ivanov. 9. Eli. Do I believe in aliens from other planets? I sure do. I've seen them. I was standing out on my back porch one day when I saw this big hovering saucer. It landed in my backyard. A door opened up, and these little green men came down a ladder. They walked up to me and asked me in squeaky voices if there were any good Chinese buffets in the area. I told them about the one around the corner, and they said, "Thank you," real polite like. Got back in their machine and flew off. Yes, sir, I've seen aliens. I sent my story to this UFO magazine, and they printed it. Number 10. Photographic memory pills are much better than super thinker pills. They have helped enormously with my memory retention. My wife told me, "You didn't forget our anniversary this year." Carl Reno, president of Photographic Memory Pill Incorporated. C. In the following examples, identify any known reason for the source to be questioned for reliability. Number 11. Did you know that you don't have to pay income tax? It's all a scam by the IRS. There really isn't a law that says you have to pay income tax. I know the IRS will try to tell you there is a law, but you actually look for the law, you won't find it. Number 12. Officer Carson. My radar is busted, but it looked like you were going pretty fast back there. How fast were you going? Motors. Sorry, officer, I was going 56 and the speed limit was 45. I was speeding. 13. Prosecuting attorney. Mr. Fallon, you must know your wife very well and love her very much. She has been accused of murder. Is she capable of it? Mr. Fallon, I'm really sorry to say it, as much as I love her and all, but she's somebody you don't want as an enemy. I can easily see her bumping off anybody who got in her way. 14. History book. People of early colonial America loved music, singing, and dancing. These diversions were prohibited in certain areas for religious reasons, but people found ways to enjoy these amusements despite the restrictions. Number 15. Black men in service to the South were such common sights that not only did Northern officers and enlisted men write about the service to the South by blacks, but also a British officer reported on the service rendered the South by its black soldiers, from a book called The South Was Right. Number 16. I've tried other memory supplements before, but the day I started using Super Thinker pills, I noticed a difference. Now I don't forget things. I can finally remember where I put my keys. Super Thinker pills are better than photographic memory pills. Sam Sparks, postal worker.